This is the examples for MP50 using the midpoint formula. So here we've got 2 points that are graphed. A way that you can find a midpoint on a graph is to use slope. So I go up 2 over 1. That will give me the exact middle. So the slopes on either side should be equal. So that's a way that you could get it from a graph. Here they use the distance formula to prove that you have the square root of 5 for AM, and then for MB you have the square root of 5. So you have them both equal. So it means that M has to be the midpoint of AB. When you guys find the midpoint, what you're really finding is the average of the x coordinates over the average of the y coordinates. If you were to do the average amount of money you have, if you have $2 and $4, you'd go 2 plus 4, divide it by 2, and then you'd have an average of $3. Same thing is happening here with the x values and with the y values. You add the 2 x values, divide by 2, add the 2 y values, divide by 2. So I just add the 2 x values. Doesn't matter if you use what order you do. And then I add the 2 y values. So here I'll have 4 over 2 for my x. Here I'll have 1 over 2 for my y. So my coordinate would be 2, 1/2. In the second problem, they asked for something a little bit different. In example 1, they asked for the coordinates of the midpoint. With that, you just use the midpoint formula. But in example 2, they say M is the midpoint of AB. You have A is -1, 4. M is 2, 3. So M is the midpoint. Now they're giving you the midpoint. And they want you to find the coordinates of B. I gave you a graph just to kind of show you what's going to happen. So this is going to have to be A. That's not. And this is B, or M, 2, 3. A nice way to find this is to use the rise over run, and I'll show you algebraically how to do it. You won't have to make a graph every time. So to get to the midpoint, I go down 1 and then over 3. So what has to happen for me to get to the end point, for me to get to that point that's somewhere over here, I have to go down 1 and over 3 as well. My slope will have to be the same. So I'm going to use that with my point. Here's my end point, -1, 4. Here's my middle, is at 2, 3. And then I want to know my other end. So just like we saw on the graph, to get to my x values, I had to run over 3. You can also see this from -1 to 2, I would add 3. So then to make it equal, to make sure that I'm running the same, I have to add 3 here. So I do 2 plus 3. So I'll arrive at 5 as an x value. Now the same will go for the y's. To keep it even, I have to go down 1 for the y values, and then down 1 over here. And you can see that here I've got 4 minus 1 would get me to 3. So then I have to do 3 minus 1 to get here, to make sure that my run is the same. So I would arrive at 2. So if you figure out what your rise and your run is from the end point to the midpoint, you'll arrive at the other end point. And that would be it.